Assalamualaikum, Tajahau, Ibu Tinggal, Assalamualaikum. It looks like Lynas rare earth refinery will be operated in Malaysia for a foreseeable future. Critics has called the refinery a ticking radioactive timing bomb, but Lynas said they maintain it well. So, it is true Lynas have maintained it well, or they have been lying to us? First, let me tell you what is rare earth material are. Rare earth material are mined from earth, then it will extract from ore through various chemical process. This is done in refinery. Rare earth material used in a lot modern day electronic, from airplane, wind turbine, batteries, and computer chip. Modern technology cannot exist without rare earth material. Currently, China is the largest exporter for rare earth material, which has 95% of market share. Lynas has mine in Mount Wales, Australia, and refined it in Gebeng, Malaysia. The refinery known as Lynas Advanced Material Plant, or LAM. This LAM is the largest refinery outside China, and this caused a lot of anger in Malaysia.
Lynas Corporation is the one of the largest and most modern rare earth separation plants in the world, and it has two majors of operation in Australia and Malaysia. In Australia, Lynas Corporation operating mining and concentration plant related to rare earth element or rare earth metal, and is operating at Mount Wales, Western Australia. In Malaysia, Lynas Corporation is operating as a refining facility at Kuantan, Malaysia. Lynas Corporation was formed as Hilgangi Gold at 1983, and it was changed its name as Lynas at 1985, and it was originated from Australia in operating the rare earth mining company.
Lynas caused a lot of anger in Malaysia. Why this is happening? The reason of this, when the chemical process extract the rare earth, will produce waste and produce radioactive. The word radioactive become a nightmare to the community. As we look at what had happened in Fukushima, but this is a nuclear power plant. Unlike Lynas, which is the chemical refinery, that's not to say that these concerns are not valid. Just look at the impact of the radioactive waste to the community. As Asia Rare Earth Mineral Refinery that started in early 80s in Perak and ended disaster in early 90s. The villagers complained about the breathing difficulty, about the airborne pollutant, and caused 8 cases of leukemia that confirmed linked with the refinery. Based on following of the major protests and multiple court cases, the refinery finally shut down in early 90s, and the cleaning of the radioactive waste took over 20 years.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I'm going to interview Datuk Shahwafi from SMSL Director. So Datuk, can I know what SMSL stands for?
Okay, so SMSL stands for Save Malaysia, Stop Lynas.
So I heard a few issues about Lynas, right?
Yes.
So may I know the major issue of the Lynas?
So actually there are few issues that arise from Lynas Corporation. So the major issue that I want to share with you today is lack of storage management wastage in the company. Okay, for your information, Lynas water leach purification, or known as WLP, is classified as low-level radioactive waste that needs to be stored in 100% waterproof facility. However, in Lynas, there has no waterproof facility, and they has left close to 600,000 tons of radioactive waste in open dump that could expose to flood and gale force, which are common to Malaysian climatic condition.
Is there any issue other than a major issue, Dato'?
Yes, there is another issue that I will share today. That is radionuclides that contains in the radioactive waste. So generally, the radionuclides are thorium and uranium, which are toxic to human, and basically it can cause cancer when exposed repeatedly over time, as the doses can accumulate over one's lifetime. So we, as a human and citizen of Malaysia, we will afraid when we know about this thing, and we will not accept the existence of Lynas in our country.
Okay, and that's all for today's news. See you soon. Bye.
Based on Lynas company, the major issue of this company is lack of wastage management. LAMP in Gebeng, Kuantan is a place where the rare earth is imported. The finished product will produce a radioactive element which is worrying people nearby. The finished product of the rare earth will be exported to overseas, but the problem is the management of the radioactive waste is still in question. This becomes an issue when Atomic Energy Licensing Board General Director Dato' Raja Abdul Aziz said that the plant can only be stored for a temporary time. This is bad news for Malaysia because it will have a possible negative effect on the resident and environment of the country. The processing of rare earth material element is a complex process and often involves multiple facilities. As with other metals, a combination of solvent extraction and flotation processes coupled with some electrolytic processes may be used. Hardly any empirical data is available on energy usage of the processing. The amount of gangue produced and much of the concern around pollution emanates from public perception of this waste material. There is contention as to the classification of this material as waste, since it has been argued by the industry that given the thorium content, the material could be used at a later date for extracting usable products. To clarify, the operation management should make a decision whether to solve this problem or not. Environmental costs cannot be ignored, and they are now as much of a part running a successful business as product design, marketing, and sound financial management. There are three main reasons why the management of environmental costs is becoming increasingly important in an organization. Society as a whole has become more environmentally aware, with people becoming increasingly aware about the carbon footprint and recycling taking place now in many countries. Environmental costs are becoming huge for some companies, particularly those operating in highly industrialized sectors such as oil pollution and also mining sectors. Regulation is increasing worldwide at a rapid pace, with penalties for non-compliance also increasing accordingly. But lastly, penalties includes fines, increased liability to environmental taxes, loss in value of land, destruction of brand values, loss of sales, consumer boycotts, inability to secure finance, loss of insurance cover, and also contingent liabilities, damage to corporate image. Over the past 6 years, Lynas has developed and also have formulated enough feasibility studies in order to make wastage management not a problem anymore. We take an example basically from the flooding issues that happen in Pasir Gudang and Sungai Kim Kim. Enough sufficient risk assessment have been done, or it is not have yet done in many circumstances. So the main thing is the officers or any regulated parties should come down and help to manage the problem in order to make this wastage management is not a problem anymore.